It's been a while. Basically, I had a brain injury from an accident, and so trying to figure that out. I'm in some neuro rehab, all of that stuff, getting better. But today I've got to shoot and I wanted to vlog. So I've got on black pants with like a tunic and these boots. Let's see, 8:53 right now. Gotta leave in about an hour. So I've got a battery charging over here, and then I'm just gonna load up my bags. So definitely take the Canon 5D Mark III. And then a random lens I've been really loving for interior shoots is this 100 macro, the camera I've got here, and I think I'm gonna bring a flash. I normally bring a flash. I love to do this little twisty thing with the cap and shoot it kind of back into a wall to make it look nice and natural. Bring this reflector, and then this monopod is always a must for me. I put on a different head and love it. I'll link all this stuff down below. The morning of the shoot, the day before, I used to shoot weddings, I do some pre-visualization, think about what I want to shoot, creative shots I want to get, shots I need to get, all that kind of stuff. I still have like 30 minutes before I have to leave, so I'm gonna sit down and do my weekly preview because I did not do that this weekend. And I am no coffee pro, but I love a little bit of caramel in mine. I once had a friend say, "Oh, I don't like to drink my calories," and I was like, "Yeah, me either." And then I remembered my coffee. Like, I love drinking calories. I think it's the best. Hannah had a lot of seizures this weekend. She's like in the middle of a seizure cluster, or hopefully the end of it. It's been going on for like 2.5 weeks now. That's it hurts you. It hurts you as a mom. Alexa, play Whole Heart Hold Me Now by Hillsong. You review last week's prep, which I actually didn't do last week's as well. This is something that I'm doing to actually heal my brain, and I feel like this planner wasn't for that, but I feel like because it helps you with executive function, that is something that is slowly coming back online in my brain, and this is helping a ton. Also, what worked, what didn't work. So I also need to get like a weekly look at kind of how things went, how I want them to go, and projects, things that need to happen this week. With Hannah's epilepsy, things come up a lot. Pre-brain injury, I managed that. We managed that really well. It meant working on some weekends or working late. But with this brain injury, it's a whole other thing. So anytime I hop on the computer, anytime I do focused work, I've got to set that 20-minute timer, and then no matter what I'm doing, 20 minutes, take a 3-minute break, give my brain a rest. I've got to leave in like 10 minutes, but I'm going to pop into Asana real quick, kind of jot down kind of a loose schedule for this week based on my neuro rehab and other appointments for the kids, like doctor's appointments, follow-ups, things like that. And see how I'm gonna tackle this. And then I think we're ready to go. I've got sunglasses in the car. Hello, and this little cape thing. Oh, you know what? I just remembered. I left my hairdryer. In here. I'll grab that. Lisa's fluffing pillows over here. Get 100mm out for this little chair over here, and then obviously pop on the 16, and then pop the 16-35 lens, which is what I've got on the camera right now. Pop it onto the Mark III and get some wide shots too. So I told Lisa, I'm like, hey, I think I just need a little snack. She's like, okay, yeah, I'll get some grapes and stuff for you. And look at this, I get like a whole tray. Next to the fireplace, we're gonna take a break real quick. Grapes and cheese. I feel like a spoiled person. When I'm shooting interiors, I like to think back, I like to think forward, I like to think up and down, just to look for details that I might miss. So I've done some wide shots here. We did headshots in this room, and I'm gonna come back with my 100 small details, maybe a shot of the fire. Hey, can you come do a shot of my feet on the road here? Yes. Put this lens on this camera and go to the macro after that. Okay, so I shot this over here with lights on and lights off. I like it lights off better. Got some shots down here, then over to the side, and then worked back here. Bleeding lines going into the chair with a nice vignette here on the table, and then the design in the back. Let's sit outside for a second. Okay, yeah. Sounds good. Yeah, it's hot. It's super hot in here. We've had the heater going. Did a vertical here. There's a little gap between the sheets and the baseboard, so we tucked that in really tight. Sometimes you don't notice it until after you take the shot, obviously, so we just tidied that up. Got a cute little chair over here, and then of course got some cute shiny pictures right here. And that's a wrap. We shot this and the dining room and the bedroom. Okay, back in the office, I'm gonna load this memory card and maybe cull a few images before I head home from the day, back them up, and just go through Asana real quick. Thing I hate is culling. Anyone else hate culling? But I also feel like I might need to do it. I feel like I could probably hire someone. Oh, maybe I should hire someone to cull my images for me. So yeah, I have a template that I can just copy and paste into my photography folder. Then I can name it, and I've got all of these folders in here so that I remember to do my marketing images. I have a place to store everything. It's just an easy way. It's easier for me. When you're copying over images, you might already know this, but you want to go in and copy the images and then actually just paste them in. You don't want to import them through Lightroom. Who knows, maybe you do want Lightroom to do the transfer for you, but I don't trust it. I feel like the times where I've used Lightroom to transfer for me, it's missed images, blah, blah, blah. So I just don't even worry about it, don't mess with it. Copy the images straight off of here to a folder on my drive. Keep it there, back it up. It's rigorous. It's so hard, I'm just kidding, it's not rigorous. It's a new day. Got on my comfy clothes, gonna edit a little bit, gonna do my top 3. And yeah, I'm listening to an audiobook by Brené Brown called Rising Strong, and it is so good. She talks about how you need to integrate your story. She talks about shame and fear, and I just love all the research that she's done. I've been doing a lot of Audible books now that my brain is healing and I can kind of keep track, remember what I've listened to. I also love to read, but my eyes do not cooperate from my little injury right now, so Audible it is. And yeah, super cheap mic. You can get it on Amazon. It's like I'm not sure, I can't remember what it's called right now. So you just plug it in with a USB cord to your computer and you record the audio. So that's what I usually do for my tutorials. Okay, here's how you do it. Okay, so a lot of people, including myself, when you first get it, you might want to tilt it towards your mouth like this, or like this, and it actually just goes straight up. So I did a bit of reading, found that out, and then I always turn it to the little heart setting. The settings are super simple on the back. The only thing that I don't really like about it is that it's so bulky. Okay, so are you the kind of person who has to have everything clean to work, or do you thrive with a little bit of mess? Half the time I'm like, hey, just leave everything everywhere. It'll be a mess, it doesn't matter. And half the time I'm like, actually most of the time, it's way too distracting to work. A little straw. It tastes different if you drink it from a straw. Sammy asked, would love to know what equipment you're using, memory cards, lenses, and settings. So on the memory cards, I love the extreme disc ones. I will link those down below using my Amazon affiliate link. Feel free to use it if you want. I like to get the bigger cards, stores more, and then I back it up to a small SD card in my camera because I have the Mark III. And then settings. So this image right here, which looks a ton brighter on the camera screen than it does on the computer, but this is how I shot it, and this is the edit. And up here you can see I've got a I've shot this at 2.8 and 2500 ISO. So normally I am shooting images like this at 4.0, 3.5, 5.0, but because I had such a high ISO, I decided to go with 2.8, focus on the chair in front, and I knew that with that high ISO, it would create the appearance that more was in focus. At 1/60th of a second, I was shooting on the lens that I'm actually recording with right now, so a wider lens, so I could drop it all the way down to 1/60th of a second, ISO 1600. So obviously it depends on what you're shooting, where you're shooting, but when I'm using this lens right here, then I know I can drop that shutter speed down. And then as far as aperture goes, I like to make sure more things are in focus. If it's a larger, if it's a pulled back image, but if it's something up close like this, I'm shooting that at 1.8. A lot of you are just sweetly saying, I'm so glad to see you're recording again. So I'm glad, honestly, to be recording again. It feels good. One more question, and I think your name is Cal. How to shoot in light rooms. I liked that. This is how I work in the Lightroom. So cheesy. Oh! I knew the right question was technically how to shoot in low light rooms. You probably know how to shoot in light rooms. Okay, how to shoot in low light rooms. Obviously, you have windows coming in from the side or from the front. But this is relatively low light. This out here is a covered deck. You can see this couch is not illuminated on the backside. So I don't have a good strong source here, just in the front. So in a situation like that, I'm using an aperture like 4.0, 3.5. This one was 3.5. Tackling the shadows, the blacks, all of those little details, the haziness, tackling that in post. So my in-camera shot looks like this. My edited shot looks like this. Looks a little bit more even, a little bit brighter, but not too bright. So that is how I approach low light. Other things when you're shooting in low light, I brought my flash. I decided not to use it, but I could have thrown it to the ceiling. This would have been a great ceiling for it. I should also mention that this was an overcast day, and then, you've obviously got that shade on the porch. So it was really a low light room. Also, sometimes you just roll with it. This is like a moodier black and white that I'm in love with. If it's moodier, you can compensate with flash, you can compensate with some of your settings, you can compensate in post, you can roll with it. I think it kind of depends on the design itself. If it's a lighter design, then I want to make sure I really draw that out, don't make it seem moody. But if it's a moodier design, something like this, then I don't want to wash it out. And I'll throw a final edit up here on the screen, because this one right here looks super washed out. Okay, shutting it down for today. I need a break. I need a brain break. I can tell a big headache is coming on, so I'm gonna take a break, drive home, finish up my work there, do some administrative stuff, and yeah, editing is done. If you like this video, hit that thumbs up button, subscribe for more videos just like this, and thanks for watching my first ever vlog. See you later. I'm cheering you on big time.